Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Today's going to be a little bit of a twist. We are going to interview our very first Zero Hour pro player on this channel. We're going to today interview Boycah. So the reason we're interviewing Boycah on this day is because after the World Series final, you remember I think he'd lost by one game to Logica in the grand final, almost winning the World Series 2019. That, among other tournament wins and doing very well against a lot of the top players, Boycah has been promoted to what they class as an expert, and I say that in inverted commas, on GameReplays.org. So this is a website where you can find most tournaments and forums and stuff like that to do with Zero Hour. You can find all tech support and stuff. If you've not seen that website before, I recommend checking it out. If you want to sign up for tournaments and stuff, that's where you'll find most of the games going on. But there's I think 15 players in history since the game came out that have been promoted to expert. Again, I said that inverted commas, expert level on GameReplays.org, and Boycah is the final one to be added recently. To give you an idea who it is an expert on there, we have players like Size, Rage, Logica, Crazy, I Am One, Caro. We have old players like Blind, Dackle, one of the best players of all time. Among a few others, but Boycah is the last one, and to be added, or the most recent one, should I say? Definitely not the last one. There's a few up and coming players at the moment. But today, yeah, we're going to watch one of Boycah's recent replays. I'm going to get him on the phone right now. We're going to Discord him. I'm going to share his screen, so we're going to watch this replay together. And I've got loads of questions. So I recommend for this one, grab a beer or a cup of tea or a cookie or something, or cookies and tea, and get yourself comfy. And we're gonna be in for a long, detailed interview. Hopefully start a new trend as well. Hopefully this will be the first. If people like it, let me know in the comments, like this video, and if you like it, then we'll do some more of these in future, and let me know who you'd like to see on an interview. So I'm gonna get Boycah on the line now.
Yo
Boycah.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks man. How are you?
Good. Very
okay,
good.
so I've just introduced the video, said that you're, well, hopefully you know the news now, you're getting promoted to a Game Replays expert. I say that in inverted commas.
Oh yeah.
And I know we've been preparing to do this interview for a very long time.
Yeah, I was waiting.
So yeah, apologies, it is my fault for the delay. So I've got all my questions, and I know I've sent you some of them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take them as they go.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, cool. Because I don't want no script reading or anything like that.
Yeah. So you want to try the screen share then?
Yeah, I'm going to try this screen share, but I don't know actually how. We're going to watch one of your replays.
Yeah, cool.
Just in the background. So Boycah versus I Do Kill, who I have no idea who that is. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Who
You want
is
to play undercover?
Who is it?
Shay.
Oh, is it Shay, is it?
Yes, it is.
I think Shay is a real rising star, over the last 12 months, kind of come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think
really good player.
He can play really well. He can play, honestly, he can play top level.
Yeah.
But he does have a weakness, though.
What's his weakness? Please tell.
When he starts flaming, he starts losing.
Okay.
Every game.
Okay, so maybe Fargo is his, what's it called? Kryptonite.
Yeah. True. Fargo does pretty well versus him, too. So, it's bad.
Interesting.
Yep.
Right, I'm going to kick off for the interview. I'm going to leave this rolling. It's a while ago since I wrote these questions, so bear with me. But the first question, is tell us about you. So I've put name, age, location, but share as much as you wish to share, or if you don't want to share any of this stuff, it's up to you. I'll tell you what I know about you, or what I think so far, and then you tell me if I'm right. So I think you're from U.S. Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And I think your name is Luke.
Yeah, and that's my birth name.
Birth name, okay. I sense there's something coming here. And then the only other thing I know, I think you're in your 20s, but that's all I know. So you take it from there.
All right, yeah. Well, my name is Luke. My real name, and then I'm from Pennsylvania, born and raised, and also I am 24.
Okay, so I was close. Well,
as of now,
I was right. 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm one of the youngest experts. Just kidding.
You probably are actually.
As of now, but
because
maybe
I think like size is like what? He's got to be like 33 or something.
Yeah, he's up there. But wasn't Scuba, when he was promoted to expert, wasn't he younger back in the day? Maybe he was younger.
Yeah, maybe he hasn't aged well. Because
don't say it.
Okay, I won't say it.
He's not doing too well, let's just say.
Okay, so what's it like living in Pennsylvania? I know where it is roughly in the US. I think it's towards the east, but I don't really know anything about it. Is the weather good? Is it good there?
It's got all 4 seasons. You know, so it's cold in the winter. You can have some major snowstorms here and there. Springtime is pretty mild. And then summer, you can get like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. What's that in Celsius? I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea. We don't need to talk. I think that is pretty hot. I think that's like
it's hot though. It's
30
really
or 33
hot.
degrees, something like that. I might be completely wrong there, but I think it's hot.
But yeah, let's just say it gets pretty hot here in the summertime. And also, there's occasionally hailstorms.
Okay.
Not too much though. And yeah, pretty bad thunderstorms can come, but no like tornado stuff usually hits. Yeah, too many mountains around here. And then yeah, it's just all 4 seasons. It's not like a tropical environment or anything.
Cool.
Just normal.
Sounds a good place. Next question I had wrote down then. So I think it's fair to say, like, I can't remember how many years ago, like 2, 3, 4 years ago, probably you were classed as like maybe semi-player. Probably a lot of the experts would be able to beat you, but then I think in the last like few years, or even, I don't know, 12 months, 24 months, whatever, you definitely improved a lot, and now mixing it with the pros, I think you beat Size in at least 1 or 2 challenges, something like that.
2.
So 2 challenges. It feels like you wrote on a wall or something.
yeah. So remember, I haven't played him that much. Considering we played like I think 5 challenges now. Yeah, and he's 3 up on me, so
3-2. So the question was then, for anyone that is in that position you were in maybe 3 or 4 years ago or whenever, and they want to improve, what's your tips for anyone listening who wants to increase their skill level?
Well, back a couple years ago, when I was just joining up the tournaments, like the pro tournaments and stuff like that, usually what was happening was I had pretty good micro, but I definitely didn't have the strategies down. And when I got into games that were more competitive, or versus players like, honestly, even Kassad.
Yeah.
Players like Kassad, he knew some strategies that I didn't know. And I also got nervous when I played in those high-pressure games. So I didn't really know how to time things. And when people, or when players threw like a tech in my base or something, I would just watch that tech. Like I would be distracted the whole time, and I wouldn't think about distracting them. So I was just not very good strategically. I didn't really know what I was doing, and the nerves always got to me in those tournaments. But recently, like the World Series that I just played, I feel like that's the best I've ever done. Like that's where I hit the next level, and I really didn't get nervous at all during this, except for the last final. But besides that, like Versailles, I was actually really focused. I actually watched his replays before that, and it really helped me out because I was kind of copying what he was doing, but I was doing it slightly better that day.
Yeah.
So if you want to get better, you really need to focus on having a game plan and actually following it when you're playing against a certain opponent. Because if you don't have that game plan, you kind of get scrambled, especially under pressure. You got to have something to focus on, and that really helped me out once I got into these big high level games.
Yeah.
So
So people message me all the time saying whenever they're playing against me or whenever they're playing against Size or someone like that, they always get nervous. I get messages like this probably like every week. So
yes.
that sounds like you 3 or 4 years ago or whenever.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your tip to those people?
That's a hard one, because you honestly have to get to the mindset of this player, even though they're so strong and everything. You'll actually do much better if you kind of take them down a level and put them on the same level as you, as in they get distracted too when there's a tech in their base. They're not invincible to distractions.
Yeah.
And having to micro around in their base and forget attacking something or miss a flame tank or something like that. It happens to even the top players. So you just got to get past the fear factor of that player just being so good that you feel like, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past that fear barrier, you can break the nerves, and you can also realize that yes, even Size gets distracted, messes up, miss micros, he can lose too. And that's what I figured out too. I was like, wow, you know what? He can lose too. It's not like he's an invincible player. I mean, come on, everybody can lose in 0 hour.
Yeah, cool.
Got to figure that out. Once you figure that out, I think you can up your level dramatically, because you're not thinking so much or overthinking your strategies or how the other player is going to approach you.
Cool, nice tips.
Yep.
Next question then. So I heard you drink a lot of coffee. I think I heard you say before that you drink coffee sometimes before big games, and I think I heard someone else say that like yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, Legionnaire Generals.
Do you reckon that helps you notice a noticeable impact on your gameplay?
I did it Versailles. The
when
World
you're
Series.
the game.
They won me the game. Well, it kind of increases my my awareness. I feel like I remember to look around more, and just it seems like I'm sharp, way more sharp when I drink coffee.
Cool.
I don't have this fogginess that I get, especially with the nerves. You gotta use coffee to get past some nerves. Kind of hypes you up a little bit.
Cool.
But
Good
yeah,
tip.
I do drink coffee before big games.
Before big games.
Yeah, I actually drank it before this interview. But
So you're on point with the questions.
I hope so.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I didn't sleep too well last night, but coffee can help with that.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah, I haven't slept well all week, and I can concur with that. Coffee does definitely help.
Yeah, it helps a little bit.
Alcohol helps as well, but I don't think you drink, do you? You don't drink?
No, I don't drink. I haven't. I've tried. The only thing I've drank that's alcoholic is vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract. Okay.
It's like a baking ingredient. You add to like cookies and stuff.
Okay. I've never baked in my life. I've heard of it.
Yeah. But it's pretty high in alcohol. But I just put like a drop or two in my milk.
Yeah.
It tastes vanilla-y, creamy.
Cool. Never heard that before, but each to their own.
Yeah. Doesn't make me drunk or anything, no.
So next question. Was there anyone you looked up to or anyone's playstyle you tried to emulate, I suppose, while you were working your way up trying to improve? Was there anyone you like who was the, or maybe a few players, maybe the players you wanted to be like or whatever?
Yes.
Please start.
I feel like I used to always look at Rage's gameplay. And he's always so quick with it, his micro and his macro and everything. I always used to look at his replays and try to do some of his rushes and stuff like that. I think I even stole his Air Force General. He used to do a drop with I think 4 missile defenders and kill the power and just run around, try to shoot the raptors and stuff. I think I did copy that one time, but since then I've moved on. I don't prefer to do that as much anymore in that matchup. The same way. And then size. I also watch his replays. I copy him a lot. I have to admit it. He has some good strategies.
Yeah, it's true. Strategic genius.
Yeah, and also, I have to admit, I've watched some of Logica's replays just because he's such a rusher.
Yeah.
That sometimes you gotta look at these strategies and see how well they work for yourself. So I did look at his stuff, his gameplay, a couple times. Cool. I have to admit that. And your gameplay, I have to say, yours is you're a little bit bunkery. I would only look at yours just to see how I could improve my map control.
I think my strategy always used to be, I wanted to do something really aggressive to start off with, get the advantage, and then just bunker up and win from that. So like I'd do a TNT, it'd hit, and I know I got the advantage, like in a Gile mirror.
Yes.
And then I would just sit back and just let the game play out, because naturally you got the advantage unless you make a massive mistake. So that's what I would always. I think I've changed since then, but
I feel like I'm slowly adapting to that play style, to be honest, because it feels safe. You know, it doesn't feel as risky. Yeah. You know, you're not pushing out as much. You're just trying to get that slight advantage and then just keep building upon that. So I think that's a good approach. Cool.
I just realized we're already 17 minutes in and I have a shitload of questions, so I'm going to try and be a little bit quicker getting through these. Just so it doesn't go... I want to aim for an hour max.
All right, cool. Yeah, I don't want to bore anyone.
No, not boring anyone. I'm just worried if it goes like 4 hours, then people might switch.
True that.
It's probably my fault. Okay, so tell me, when did you first start gaming? And, well, I'm not helping with the questions here. I wrote your full history of CNC, but maybe you can just break it down real quick. Tell people when did you start playing and stuff like that.
I actually... Okay, so when I was like, I think I was 11 or 12, when I went to the Best Buy with my dad and three brothers, and we were looking for Zoo Tycoon. Like, that's the games I was into back then. And they didn't have it at the grocery store, I mean at Best Buy, and they were sold out of Zoo Tycoon. So I was like, so I asked my dad, I'm like, can we get this game? It looked cool, you know. I had this nice cover with these tanks on it, and airplanes or jet fighters.
So was that 0 Hour or was that?
That was 0 Hour. That was the mix. It was a combo.
Okay.
It came with it, expansion edition.
Okay.
So we bought that. I went home. Started playing.
What year was that again? Did you say?
I was like 11 or 12. So that was back 2000. I think that was 2006, 2007. Yeah, that was like 2008. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like right back then. It was when all the good players are playing.
Yeah.
But I just played the missions, and I was doing like skirmish and stuff like that. I actually didn't even know there was an online lobby until about I think it was 2011, 2012. That's when I first logged in online, and I was like, whoa, quick match. That was really fun to try that stuff.
I do miss quick match, to be honest, sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, there was map hackers on it and stuff like that, but it was fun just to meet up with random players instead of hosting a game and knowing everything about the player who's joining most of the time.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, so I started playing online around 2011, I would say. And I played 2 vs 2 vs 2 for like the longest time, I think till like 2013, 2014. And then I started playing 1 vs 1. And there's even tournament stats from 2015 on, the Cyber Battle. You remember that? Cyber Battle, the Russian site?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, there was a few tournaments on there.
Yeah. That's when I started playing the tournaments, the Fast Cups.
I think actually I played you quite a few times on that.
Yeah. Dusty Roads.
Yeah,
I remember this play.
I think I'm actually on the Hall of Famers there. I won the most tournaments or something.
You're on top.
The tournament, the level of play there wasn't as high as like game replays or whatever, but
yeah,
still
size.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Size actually never competed on there.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think Herb. Yeah, Herb. Oh, Mr. X even played. I can't believe it in 2015. Or 20, yeah, somewhere around that time. And that's when I first started playing competitively in the 1v1s. And I think I lost just about every tournament at first. Maybe I won one Fast Cup. I think I may have beat a Seuss once. In 2016 maybe or something in a Fast Cup, but other than that I was getting bashed by CNC Master and Kassad and even Sonic was beating me then.
Sonic
was hunting me.
All these players are like, they're not top level, but they're still pretty good, especially Aces. I think is really good.
Yeah, he actually beat you in that one.
Yeah, he did in the final.
Yeah,
I went into that thinking I'm going to win so easy. And then next minute, I'm sure I'd lost like 5-2 or something like that.
Yes, that was unfortunate. other than that, though, you did pretty much win every tournament during that time. So that was a good time for you.
Good old days.
Yeah, it was. You were pretty active then, too. But, yeah, so I went from there, and I just went and joined tournaments left and right. And most of them I was losing, and I even joined a 2vs2 tournament with Logica, ironic. And I almost won that. I got to the finals, but lost to Rage. And
I do remember that actually. Logica played really good that series, I think.
He did. I see. I wasn't really experienced though, so at the end game or the end final, I really was like, I don't know what to do. I was kind of nervous.
Yeah.
And that was my first 2vs2 tournament, so I was kind of surprised I even made it to the final. So I got bashed by DK Crazy. And Rage was, yeah, they're a good team. Let's just say that. But since then, like I said, just in the recent 12 months or so, I've kind of upped my level. Started thinking about what I'm doing more instead of just rushing and trying to kill my opponent so fast. Like you said about taking the advantage, I try to inch my way up to the advantage now instead of just trying to dozer hunt. That's what I used to do.
Like Fargo.
Yeah, like terror attack, dozer hunt, just too risky. I don't have too many games like that anymore where I have to kill the last building. Those are heart pounders. I hate that. It's too risky, man.
Too risky, I agree.
It is. But yeah, that's basically my career. If you guys want to look at Cyberbattle.
Cool.
.net.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still active actually, but I do recommend it. Anyone who wants to like at least check the history, or if they want to play any new tournaments. I don't know if there's any new ones on there. Do you know?
There is stuff going on with it still, but not like with 0 Hour much. Except for mods.
Anyone that wants to join the Generals Zero Hour tournament, I've recommended already to go on GameReplays.org and join there. But I think Cyberbattle is probably the second one to check out. A lot of like the Russians and Ukrainians play there.
Definitely.
Next question: do you play any other games?
Have I played any other games, or
do you play any other games at the moment?
At the moment, okay. No.
Okay, cool.
I have to admit, I honestly, I used to play, Xbox stuff like that, just online, Xbox Live and stuff. But I got over that, and I was like, you know what? When I started playing 0 Hour, I'm just gonna play one game. It takes enough time, to play 0 Hour. So it's just not worth playing other games besides it.
Sometimes
and it's fun. Yeah.
Like I play
CS:GO.
I play Counter-Strike in between. If I can't find a game on 0 Hour, or I'm bored of 0 Hour, I'll go and play Counter-Strike. But what I find is when I come and play, because I have to hold the mouse different, because it's a completely different game, obviously. So when I come back, my micro is horrendous until I've played for like an hour.
Yeah,
So
that's what I mean. That's why I'm like, I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah.
You know, this is my game. This is it. Unless there's another Fortnite in the future, and I can get on it real fast.
That leads me, actually, I haven't wrote this question down already, but did you see the CNC remaster, and will you play it? Because they did a trailer the other day. Did you see it? I don't know if it's a premiere on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I watched a little bit of it, but yeah, I wouldn't play it because it's not 0 Hour.
That's dedication. That's dedication.
I don't want to stick to one thing. It's just too much.
Fair enough. Next question then. When you started playing 0 Hour, did you start playing like competitive 1v1, and did you know that you wanted to become a high level player, or did you play like first of all loads of FFAs or 2v2v2s, or what did you play at the first?
Just 2v2v2s. I was just kind of having fun.
And when did you realize that you wanted to play like 1v1, like competitive, and try and become a really good player?
Once the tournament started stacking the cash. No.
Money talks, as they say.
No. I honestly, it was from the streaming. Once I started streaming, I felt like I had to play better. Otherwise, who wants to watch a noob play? It's not worth it. So I was like, you know what? I gotta up my play a little bit so I don't get criticized too much in comments.
Probably explains why Scuba's got like 61 subscribers.
Yeah.
No, you said not to, so yeah, sorry about that. I'm sorry, Scuba.
his day is over. Let's just say
that. What would you say is your biggest achievement in 0 Hour, or maybe like the top 2 or something?
Beating size.
Yeah.
Just because everyone said I'd lose, so that's what I like. Kind of overcame an obstacle.
Fair enough.
If I would have won the World Series, then I would have really been happy about it, but that's okay. It's just the way it went.
And in the World Series final, so I think you lost by 1 game to Logica in the final.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Before those games started, how confident were you in your own head? So you said about the mental game and stuff of winning those games. Did you go in thinking 100% this is my time to shine? Or I know you said you were maybe a little bit nervous. Were you like 40% sure, 60% sure? What were you?
I felt like I was on 50-50. If I play well and don't get like sweaty hands and start messing up my micro, I felt like I could win, yeah. But like I said, once you make a mistake, it's hard to come back, because then you start feeling like, at least for me, I start feeling like, oh man, that's what the other player wants you to think. Oh, see, you are bad. so when you start thinking like that, that's when you can start losing games, because you're like, oh, maybe he's right. Maybe I do suck. But I was doing well, though. I was doing really well. I felt good. I feel like it's just... I was really annoyed when I saw Tank versus Air, because I knew what was going to happen. It was going to be no eco. And that's sometimes really hard to beat. But, see, Logica did something that I didn't think he would do. If he would have went dual Vs, it would have been... harder technically.
So just for everyone that doesn't remember the game you're talking about, I think you're talking about, it was Small Town USA. Is that the map?
No, Plant Waste.
That's funny I say that, actually. It's called Small Town USA because it's a remake of a CNC3 map, and on CNC3 it's called Small Town USA. I don't know why that just came to my brain. I think it's because I've been watching Kane's Wrath recently.
Yeah, it's Plant Waste.
Plant Waste, and Logica was Air, you were Tank in the south, and he went strategy center, fast strategy center, 1 supply, 1 full V and an ambulance, and got search and destroy with a fast carpet.
Yeah, and I was up 5-3 or something.
Yeah, I think you literally needed 1 more game to win. Because at one point I'm sure you were like 5-1 or 4-1 up, so you started really well. But then I think sometimes, do you reckon it gets in your head? Oh, I only need to win 1 more, so
yes.
Yeah, I agree with you actually. Yeah,
get a little risky. But like I said, if I would have known that he was going to go for such a honestly, I think he played it wrong. Because going fast search and destroy on such a little map, I mean, like a confined map like that, technically he should have lost. All I need to build, the first thing, if I would have built a troop car first thing, think about how long it would take him to kill it with one Humvee.
Very true.
So, you know, I didn't know what he was doing, so I thought he was going to dual Humvee ambulance, so I just sent Gats, and then I sent a flame tank, which was a horrible idea, because they just get laser locked, and yeah, it didn't go so well. But that's how it went. That was a horrible game.
So if you did a rematch of that final right now, and you drank your coffee, do you think you would be...
Yes, I think I would.
Do you think you would win? And do you think in the final few games, let's say you're in the same situation, do you think your nerves or whatever would be better?
Yeah, I think they would be better at the moment. Cool. I mean, especially, I really like USA GLA. It's like my top army, and that's what I got mostly. I was like, wow, I can't believe I was getting my matchup. That's why I won 5-1. For a while there.
I think the first two matchups were USA GLA, weren't they? I think you won the first two.
Yeah,
Did you win the first two? Yeah, I think so. You went 2-0 up.
No, wait. I think I lost the first one. It was Demo versus Tox.
Okay.
Yeah, and I lost that one. And then after that, I won the next one. It was 1-1. And then after that, it was USA GLA, USA Stealth. Like, it kept doing that, and I was winning those ones. Till I got 5-1, and then it was infantry stealth. That's where I started doing bad. Yeah, I lost both those. But that's the past. That's the past, guys.
I think I might know the answer to this one, but what's your favorite game type? 1v1, 2v2, 3v3? I saw you play CXN No Money, or free for all. What's your favorite game type?
1 versus 1 at the moment.
Cool.
It used to be free for all, because it's free for all. I always like to, you know, just crush everybody as fast as I can.
Yeah, free for all is fun.
Yeah, but the recent tournaments in free for all have made me not like it so much. Because when you're well known, you feel like a target the whole time.
Yeah,
so
true,
you kind of have to play undercover.
I agree. What's your favorite matchup?
Favorite matchup? Well, I just said it. USA GLA.
USA GLA. Just the vanilla factions, or like stealth or
any
tops,
of them.
or any.
And
sorry, go on.
Second one would be, you know, GLA Mirror, but you know,
cool.
First is USA GLA.
Favorite map?
I think Liquid Gold is pretty epic.
Liquid Gold, loads of cash. You like loads of cash like me?
Yeah, it's fun.
Loads of
man,
cash, massive map where you can't die quick.
Yeah. I think that's a fun map. I really like that one.
We're actually going to watch Liquid Gold next. If this replay runs out, which I think it's going to do soon, we're going to watch Liquid Gold next. Your epic gold replay.
Oh yeah, that's great. And then...
Yeah, go on.
Never mind.
I was going to say, what do you think is the most balanced map? I was thinking about this recently, and I thought it might be Tournament Desert Classic in terms of like balancing like the most imbalanced matchups. What do you reckon is the most balanced map, or what do you think makes a balanced map?
Yeah, I think TD Classic is, well, I don't know if it's the most balanced, because it gives USA like the biggest advantage for defending its base. So it's kind of not balanced. Like Tank General has a really hard time killing USA on that map. But I don't know. I think Gorge Drought or Snowy Drought. I kind of like Snowy Drought more. It's more appealing, and it has the middle. What is it? The repair station. I think that's better than a reinforcement pad.
That's something I didn't realize actually. Yeah, Snowy Drought. I was wondering what the differences are, because I think the bottom right, well, the bottom right and top right building can still hit Chinooks, which I think is just ridiculous. But I was going to ask what the
that is
differences are, and I
ridiculous.
think the repair bay and the refinery are one of the main differences.
Yeah, I think that's cooler though to have the repair than to have like, say your super weapon or Tox, you get freaking one of those tomahawk launchers with super weapon, and then with Tox you get a Tox tractor. That's not worth as much as a repair.
Yeah, it's not even
station.
worth. In fact, you'd probably rather not have it most of the time because it's
Yeah.
free XP for sometimes for the enemy.
True.
Because you're never going to do much of the toxin trider sometimes.
But that map's good for balance. Like any army can win that one. I feel like any matchup.
Next question then: how much money do you reckon you've won from 0 hour tournaments, roughly? Just like a rough.
Roughly, yeah. I think somewhere in the $1,500 range, just from the tournaments that I've won. I've lost a lot that I should have won. So.
So if you'd have won a lot more, you reckon you could probably maybe double that or something?
Yes, I think easily, because there's a lot of sponsors out there right now.
So to anyone thinking of getting a game, there's still loads of money to be won. So maybe with this lockdown that the world is currently experiencing,
so
now is the time to get the game.
Yeah, if you want some like extra hobby money, man, that's the way you go. Especially with the streaming.
Yeah, especially.
Yeah.
Who is in your top 5 right now in 0 hour? So it doesn't have to be in any order. So just who do you think is the top 5 right now, the top 5 players in the world in 1v1?
I think I'm gonna, I'll say it out of order, just so I don't have anyone.
Yeah, cool. I think an order is quite hard to do and always controversial. No one's ever going to 100% agree. In fact, you can guarantee no matter what you said, 70% will disagree.
Yeah, true.
So that's why I said not in order. But yeah, who do you think your top 5 is?
Let's see. Well, I think Fargo, he's up there. I mean, he does really horrible at times, but he can play really well. So I'm gonna say he's top 5 at the moment. And then I could say, obviously, Size. Even though Size is getting whipped by Logica, I think that's just because they play so often that Logica is kind of abusing him because he knows he's not aggressive. But so it's Size, Logica, Fargo. Even it's hard to say. I was gonna say Shay. I would say Shay on a good day.
Yeah,
it's probably up there. If you're playing a lot more, you're up there too. But if you're not playing, you might get bashed by Shay.
Yeah.
And then that's about. Let's see, Logica, Size, Fargo. Oh yeah, me. Duh.
Sorry, I missed that. What did you say?
Logica, Size, me.
Logica, Size, you, Fargo,
you, Shay.
Okay, that's
6.
That's 6, but we'll take 6. We'll take 6.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
So not even DK Crazy. You don't think even though DK Crazy is inactive, if you played Fargo right now, you think he'd lose?
Nah, I beat him.
No, like I'm talking top 6. You said Fargo's in there, but DK Crazy is not.
No, he's not in there. No, he sucks.
Not in there. Fair enough.
His 1v1, he's like, he just sits back. He's a slow poke, you know.
I think
he's good at Tivers too.
I think his playstyle is kind of similar to Size. It's like slow and methodical and plays nice and super solid. But because he doesn't focus on 1v1, he can easily get overrun like by a micro-intensive aggressive. Yeah, by a Fargo.
Well, to be honest though, I feel like DK Crazy is not enjoying the game right now. So that's why I say he's not very good. Because if you don't enjoy the game, you're gonna play really bad. And he's been like playing really like weird lately. I mean, he even lost to Size and Logica, even though they're pretty good players, obviously, in 1v1. Still, though, I think Crazy and Amma should have won if they were playing on point.
Fair enough.
In that tournament.
Yeah. Who do you consider your most difficult opponent right now, and why?
That's a tough one. I guess you could say Logica, but the problem is I never play him. So, is it really that difficult? If I played him more, it might be different.
Well, I suppose you beat Size in the World Series, but then lost to him in the final, but only just
one game.
But if you played someone right now, would you find, I don't know, Size, Logica, or someone else harder to play right now? It's going to be out of those two. Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Logica would be harder than Size technically, because he's really quick. But it's hard to judge like how it would go if we were spamming. But yeah, definitely he's harder than Fargo. And Freestyle actually is pretty decent.
Freestyle is decent.
Yeah, he's actually kind of quick, so that's what makes him kind of hard. He's real quick. He tries to keep up with everything. But yeah, Logica and Size hardest, because I did lose the Size recently.
Cool. Kind of related to what we were talking about before, do you think a large percentage of beating the top players is more of a mental game rather than just your physical skills or whatever?
Yep. Exactly. I think it is. I think it's a lot to do with your mentality and what you actually think of the other player and their skill level. If you put them at an equal level, you can play much better. But you have to get there in your mind. Then you can play really well, because you're kind of holding yourself back if you are a little bit scared. And I noticed that too. I got much better once I stopped being a scared little runt.
Fair enough. Where's my next question? I've lost my place. Who is your favorite 2v2 ally?
Favorite 2v2 ally? Well, I think I would have to say DK Crazy.
Because it's the strongest in 2v2.
Well, I have played with him on chat and everything, on voice.
Yeah.
And he's pretty fun to play with.
Cool.
He tells you some good strategies too. So I like him as a teammate.
And kind of linked to that then, if you were to build a 4v4 dream team, so a 4-player dream team, who would be in it? It can be with you or without you, whatever you think.
A dream team. Oh, yes. Does this include players that are retired?
It includes right now. So if it was a 4v4 to happen right now, yeah, because there's no point talking history, because then it's like battles of eras and stuff, hard to do.
Yeah.
Nice right now, by the way. Right, I'm gonna do it now. Next replay.
Yeah, right now, I would say me and DK Crazy. That's what I want, really. Me and DK Crazy versus Logica Size.
Yeah, but it's just 4v4 though. So who else?
Oh, 4v4. Oh,
yeah. I know it's quite rare, but if you were to build it.
Yeah. Oh, I would say me, DK Crazy. I kind of like Meanie as a team player.
Okay.
If you know who that is, he's
Israeli. Yeah,
I
know who it is. I'm surprised you said that actually, but yeah, I wasn't expecting.
Yeah,
it.
I just like how he plays. So he's a very dependable player. So me, DK Crazy, Meanie, and one more. Definitely not Fargo. I would have to say Size. Yeah, let's put Size in there.
Cool. What's your weakest matchup? Would you say?
Should I give this away?
Is it like a China mirror? Some kind of China mirror?
My weakest matchup, I would say, right now, is Nuke Mirror.
Nuke Mirror.
I don't know why, but I just always have a freaking problem with that. For some reason, I'm making just mistakes. I always get killed by the licks, and I always get behind for some reason with the like nuke MiGs and stuff. So something's wrong with my gameplay in Nuke Mirror.
So there we go, everyone. How to be Boycah Nuke Mirror. Just make a helix.
Yeah,
He will just go behind, and you will defeat him.
It's hard. It's hard.
Okay, we're 45 minutes in, so we need to speed things up. Quickly then, what is your most memorable moment of Zero Hour? So it can be one of your games or whatever. What's your most memorable moment?
Most memorable moment. Beating Size in the World Series. Yeah, let's just give it that.
Nice. It was first round, actually. I remember laughing about that, saying unlucky Boycah.
Yeah, first round. First round knockout. It's like the best thing you can do, man. What could be better?
Nice.
That was my final.
And so Zero Hour is 17 years old now, came out in 2003. How do you see it right now? Is it growing in terms of players and viewers? Or when do you think Zero Hour's time is up?
I think the player base is maybe slightly bigger now, but you kind of lose the more pro players. Unfortunately, as time goes on, I think we're going to lose the better players out of Zero Hour. But you might get new players, but the gameplay is going to be lower. Not to say it's a bad thing exactly, but you won't see maybe as epic streams, and it's hard to even get the really good players into even sponsored challenges. Like recently, I figured out it's really hard to get like DK Crazy and them to even play anymore. Those kind of players.
So maybe a controversial opinion, but I think that if players like Freestyler, Shay, you played against some of the players of like 2008. Like I've been watching some of Spaulding's replays recently because I always see him he says he's the greatest player that ever lived, and he has loads of stuff that he says that I find comical. They think that era was the best of all time and it'll never be any better. But I would bet big money that if those three players that I just mentioned, you, Freestyler, Shay, played against some of them players that using the same strategy, same kind of micro and stuff like that of that age, I would bet big money that those three players would beat those kind of caliber of players. Obviously, their strategies need to evolve and stuff like that, but from what I see, I think that. Do you agree or do you not agree?
No, I agree on the. It's like we refine the play more, so there's certain things we just don't do anymore. Strategically, we kind of just like did they? I don't even know if they back then, like in USA GLA, did they even send terrorists to their supplies for drops? Did they even do that back then, or did they just go for cars? Because TD was like so played.
Yeah, from the replays I watched loads of Spaulding's replays, and every game was on Tournament Desert. Always doing the same strategy. I don't think they ever sent terrorists their supplies, so that was a big mistake. Well, not a mistake, but a big thing they didn't do straight away that they just get wrecked on nowadays. Yeah, because
players didn't drop probably. Because the cars maybe.
And they never boxed their maybe workers as well. Actually, workers as well, but never boxed their dozers like you always see USA box
you're right.
They would always just build it normally, just in the middle of the map, just prone to dozer.
True. That is something that's changed.
Yeah, definitely.
For the better. But what you're saying before about the game ending, or like how long it has left. I would say it's probably gonna just continue with the same player base, maybe a little more.
Maybe I don't think it'll ever end. Attract some new players, I reckon.
yeah, but I don't think it'll ever like end unless like the servers crash or something, or Game Ranger.
If they remastered Zero Hour, that would definitely be the end of it. Like everyone just moved to the new one.
Oh yeah. If it was pretty similar, because you gotta hit the addicts points.
I reckon even this new CNC Master will take some players away, because I'm gonna buy it on Steam. There's no doubt about that. And even though, sorry, go on.
If it looks good and plays, smoother, why not move? Why not play?
Like really, this new CNC looks to me just like it's just a reskin. It's just basically exactly the same game and engine and everything as it was way back in the day. And this game was old, and like the units just like kind of glide or like move weird across the map. It doesn't feel like the same as Zero Hour. But I think that might take a few players away from it, and it might do bad for Zero Hour activity.
So do you think is there a server with it?
Yeah, there's going to be an official server. You're going to be able to quick match. There's going to be an elo system, like StarCraft.
Okay. So that would help, I think, if they actually set something up right professionally, server-wise.
I just think that's good for the CNC remaster, but I just think it'll take players away from Zero Hour, and it got me thinking: is that going to be the end of Zero Hour? So, like, I'm already going to spend like at least probably 70% of my time when that comes out, at least playing that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll completely. There's still going to be certain players, I think, that
there's certain players that won't move over. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
To anyone that's contemplating getting the game, do you have any words for them?
Don't do it.
Wasn't expecting that, but yeah.
Go travel the world. It is pretty addicting. So if you have an addictive personality, probably not a good idea to buy Zero or play it. It's fun, but it'll take a lot of your time away.
And talking about old players then, so a few of the other expert players, well, I think some of these are expert. Well, Blind definitely is. Mirage definitely is. There's a player called Yummy. I think he's one that had an expert badge and he gave it back.
Really?
I think so, yeah. I might be wrong on that. Someone might probably be able to let me know in the comments. Ryzen, Dackle, Apollo, Spaulding. So all of these old expert players. Do you know anything about them? Who's your favourite one? Who do you think is the strongest? What can you tell us about those?
I played Rising before when he came back, and he had some decent strategies, but yeah, he was very slow, and I don't know how he was back in his day. I wasn't around then. And Mirage, no idea. Blind, no idea. Dackle, well, I hear stories about him, and I've seen him on interviews on Zezon's channel, or Stanislav TV. And then Apollo, I really don't know anything about him. Spaulding, the only thing I know is that he gives strategy to people, or one particular person. He just helps him in every tournament. But I don't know him like in play, so anything like that. So I can't tell you much about him except he comments occasionally on game replays when we're talking about Logica, or if Sexy's on there and says, "Oh, Spaulding is so bad, he would be so bad," or he brings stats up or something, then Spaulding maybe will comment because there's nothing better to do.
I totally agree. Right, okay, here's a good one. So if those 7 old pros that I just mentioned, by the way, Blind, I know you don't know much about him, but I've watched a few of his replays and he looks absolutely super solid. Kind of similar like playstyle to like Size.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know, maybe even a bit better. I don't know. He used to look like an absolute beast from the replays I've watched. So saying that, those 7 pros that I just mentioned, if they came back and they spammed for 6 months solid, so let's say the world goes into coronavirus lockdown for 6 months, they're just locked in a room with Zero Hour, and they played for 6 months completely solid, do you reckon they would take the top 7 spots? There's 7 players there.
If they spammed and for 6 months, I think at least 3 of them would be top players again. I think Blind, Mirage, and Spaulding, I think they would get back into it. I think some things you just can't forget. You just have to get your micro back up. So I think they would, if they spam for 6 months straight, I think they would be top players. Some of them, not all of them, I don't think would reach it. Like Rising, I don't think he would. And Dackle, I don't think he was that great strategically.
Yeah, I think Dackle's known for his like micro, but saying that, Like I used to play CNC3 and CNC3 Kane's Wrath, and he played that, and I think I played him like just a couple of times. I think I might have beat him like once in my life. But on that, he was the genius, micro-wise and strategy-wise. So that makes me think like if he was good at that. I never played him in Zero Hour itself, but yeah, maybe he was the same level. I don't know.
But this is based on never playing them, so
yeah,
never
true.
played them.
Yeah, I'd love to see some of these come back actually. But I agree, Ryzen did make a mini comeback. I don't think he spammed massively. But that's one of the reasons what actually got me saying before, like Freestyle Shay, I 100% would bet money on them beating a player like Ryzen. Even if Ryzen played like solidly 6 months or whatever, I'd still bet money on that. Just in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
So, well, you've already answered this next question. So I was going to say, are you addicted to Zero Hour? You already said yes. So what makes it what makes it so addictive? Do you reckon?
Just, I think it's just that feeling of just beating someone. It just, or actually the feeling of losing makes you come back too, because you're just like, I want to win so bad now. So it is kind of just the process of winning, losing.
But that can happen in any game. Why do you think it's specifically Zero Hour? Do you think it's like I don't know, the gameplay, the way the units interact, or the base building, or?
I think it's because each game is very unique, and the mechanics can screw you up so much that it makes everything feel different every time you play it.
So you mean the matchup, yeah?
Yeah, like everything, it always feels different. There's always something that can happen that didn't happen before. Like you can't, it's almost like you can't really master it. So you have to keep trying.
And so I think you said you got the game around 2008, 2009, something around then.
Yes.
How much time would you say you've spent playing Zero Hour, and do you regret that time? Or are you happy with the way?
Well, I would say probably like freaking months combined. But yeah, I would say I do regret. A lot of times I just spammed all day. It's just, I think I could have spent my time better learning something besides Zero Hour, you know?
Yeah, so, true. Like if we spent all these hours like learning the guitar or something, we'd probably be like a rock star or something.
yeah. Or like making prank content like like Gen Master did.
Gen Master, yeah.
Dude, look at the time he put into it.
For anyone who hasn't seen Gen Master's channel, I actually forget what his channel. I think it's something in Arabic now, but he's got like
now it's in Arabic.
How many million?
1 million.
1 million.
I think it's 1.5 million now.
1.5 million subscribers.
Or something like that. It's close to that or something.
I remember him like he added me on Skype, and I'm sure he used to try and video call me like.
Dude, yeah, he used to message me. He used to message me all the time. He's just telling me, he's like, I'm better than size. I can do the strategy.
But one time he poured his heart out to me. He was like, "Oh, my mum and dad are so disappointed in me. I failed my college exams. Nothing's going right. I'm gonna have to resit all my exams and all this lot." And the next minute I look, and he's got like 1 million or 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube, and supposedly making millions every year.
Isn't it crazy though? He must have been failing hard, because that's the only thing that could push someone to get that successful. To be honest.
True, I do hear that from you. Hear a lot of entrepreneurs say,
yes,
it's like people when they're at rock bottom, that forces you to be like creative and whatever.
Yeah, because it kind of forces you to, like you said, be creative and go after something, because you have to do something. You have to get there, basically. Plus, family pressures, that can do a lot. If he has that.
Yeah, true. I think that's one of his points. Yeah, he said to me.
Yeah, but he definitely like, if I would trade places. Considering
the grass isn't always greener, remember that.
Yeah, true. There's other things.
It might be. I don't know. Here's one random question I thought of. So. One of my opinions is that USA is like one of the strongest armies overall. I mean, like easily beats like China Vanilla, for example. Do you think that USA buildings should auto repair, or do you think the auto repair should be taken away for it to improve the balance? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I would say I think it should be taken away. They don't need auto repair. What's the point?
Yeah,
I
agreed.
don't see. I think it. Well, okay. So GLA has fortified structures upgrade, and China you can get mines. So maybe with USA, maybe they could add like a laser defense for the missiles. That would be even worse, probably, though, wouldn't it?
What, on the buildings? Oh, you mean like an upgrade?
Yeah, like something that just makes it so missiles are deflected, like a few missiles deflected. That'd be kind of funny. Like laser point guard.
Like in the AOD tournament.
Yeah, man.
I've
like
got
that,
a question about the AOD tournament later. Without spoiling too much, I've got a question for you on that later.
Okay.
One other thing I thought about Zero Hour is that the fog of war is really easy to reveal. For example, you make a rebel, or you make a RPG, or a Chinook, or whatever, and it reveals so much fog of war that if you're in a 1v1 like in Tournament Desert, you can basically see a lot of the map, like 70% of the map.
Oh, yeah.
But if you see StarCraft 2, which has got a massive player base, or maybe it's diminishing now, but it's got a much bigger player base, even right now, and whatever, in all tournaments with millions of dollars and whatever.
Crazy.
The fog of war there, from what I've seen, is a lot less. In fact, it's tiny in some cases. Like you scout with an SCV, and you've got a tiny, like, couple of centimeters squared of fog of war. Do you reckon to make Zero Hour better or more like strategic or whatever, the fog of war should be reduced? Do you think it's a mistake to have so much fog of war revealed so easy?
Well, with the Chinooks, it is kind of ridiculous that you can just see everything with this. And USA already has scan, So, but I don't know. I think a little bit of reduction would be nice for USA because it is Chinooks. Because it is kind of ridiculous that you can see everything like that. And then obviously with the other armies, you need build slow RPGs and stuff just to see a big area. So maybe it's just USA that has the biggest problem there. Overpowered.
Yeah, I agree. Like sometimes if you're USA and you want to check if there's a war factory being built by China somewhere, and you forget to scan it or you don't scan it, you can just easily move your Chinook. It takes 2 seconds to move it, instantly see it, and yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like you have extra scan.
So next question, if EA did a massive balance update to the game, what would be like the number one thing you'd ask them to fix, or maybe the top two things, whatever? What do you think is the most imbalanced thing?
China should be stronger and cheaper. But honestly, the mechanics of the pathing and stuff with China should be fixed. It's really bad. Like, especially when GATs just stop moving, just because the V stops. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
and they stop shooting it and everything. So I think the mechanics should be updated, smoothened out a bit.
And definitely like the I agree with the cheaper stuff, because that's like the idea of China is to make mass stuff, like kind of in 1.06. People always message me saying, oh, please do a video and give your thoughts on 1.06. That's one thing I definitely can say about 1.06 that's really good, is that the units are cheaper and faster. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Pretty obvious one coming up next. So Zero Hour community I've put is often quite a toxic place, with like a lot of the top players like hating each other. Do you think everyone should just be nicer to each other?
I think in the game, when you are playing like high level competitive games, it's okay to have like a flare up of your temper and everything. You can say some stuff that maybe you shouldn't have said, but I think that should be forgiven because you're in the game, you're in the moment. But on the forums and stuff, like and just interacting in general, or like getting streams and stuff like that, and collabing, stuff like that, I think we should be nicer to each other, because the viewers like it. When everybody comes together and just plays games and has a lot of fun. So I think they should be nicer to each other. And some players, though, I really don't think that they can change. I think it's just their behavior, and they should just go away. if they're going to be like that, they ruin every event, certain players. So I think, I want, to be nice to them. I want them to be nicer. But when it's really easy to trigger somebody, by asking questions or nice questions, or arranging games, get someone upset. Like, come on, it's them. They are the problem. Nothing you can do about that. They should just not participate if they're going to be causing issues with people.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And final question. So I should have explained at the beginning. We're going to do. This is the final question of. Well, anything else you'd like to add that I haven't covered already before we move on to some quick fire questions?
Oh no. What did you say? You want me to?
Anything else that we've not covered that you want to say, or anything you'd recommend to anyone listening, or anything like that?
Okay, so before I played the finals in the World Series, I would recommend splashing cold water on your face. Kind of helps with the nerves. Kind of wakes you up to, like the coffee. And another thing is, I was listening to motivational speeches on YouTube. Just get me in the zone mentally.
So is this in the run-up to games, like weeks and months before, or is this like literally
no, this is
same
like
day or what?
Same day.
Right, so wake up, splash water on your face.
Yep, splash water.
Watch motivational videos all day.
Yes.
Listen
to coaches,
Drink like 2 liters of coffee.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, you can drink. You can drink like, a lot of coffee if you can handle it. Okay, I have to admit I can't sleep at night when I drink too much, but
okay.
So don't drink coffee the day before.
Anything else you do in your routine, or is that it?
Kind of do like hand stretches or wrist stretches, stuff like that. Just look it up on YouTube. And make sure your hands are warm. Run them under hot water or warm water.
So warm water for your hands, cold water for your face, hot coffee for your throat.
Yes.
And cold motivational speeches.
Yes. And make sure you are not hungry, like really hungry. That can throw you off. Just having that feeling of hunger. So you gotta have just a neutral body feeling. Just don't feel anything. Just focus on the game.
Cool. That was some pro tips. I wasn't expecting that, but take notes, everyone. Cold water, warm water.
I tried doing push-ups before. I tried doing push-ups, like exercise before, but it's not worth it. You're already gonna have enough adrenaline when you start playing. So
cool.
Don't do that.
I hope everyone's taking notes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's the bulk of the interview questions. So we were an hour there. Right, I've got a quick fire round for you, and then I've got a zero knowledge quiz. The quick fire round, I just want a really quick one-word answer where possible. I'm going to put you on the spot. You've never seen these questions before. They're quite simple, to be honest. But quick fire round. You ready?
Yep.
Right, prime XCal versus prime size.
XCal.
China or tank?
China.
Prime Logica versus Prime Crazy.
Crazy.
Defcon or Hostile Dawn.
Defcon.
Prime Hawkey versus Prime Sexy.
Hockey.
Prime Freestyler versus Prime Spaulding.
Freestyle.
Jean Monkel or Colonel Burton.
Colonel Burton.
Prime Caro versus Prime Rage.
Ooh. Rage.
Tough one. Prime Rage versus Prime XCal.
XCal.
Fallen Empire or Lone Eagle.
Fallen Empire.
No, the reason I'm laughing is the next one. If XCal and Caro had a baby, their baby versus Rage and Size's baby.
Rage and Size's baby.
I can't even remember.
He's big,
I can't
he's
even remember
big.
writing these ones. Okay, laser tanks or Emperor Overlords?
Emperor Overlords with the upgrades.
Here's the AOD question. AOD tournament level 20 or a best of 13 versus size?
That's the 13.
For anyone that doesn't know,
That's a hard one.
there's an Art of Defense tournament going on at the moment. Level 20 is a killer.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, here's an interesting one, another funny one. So would you, in return for gaining the skills of a Korean StarCraft Super Pro, so you transfer them skills over to Zero Hour, would you be happy to sacrifice your little toe? So your little toe will be chopped off.
No way, man. I have an obsession with my own feet.
So you would keep your toe.
Yeah.
Keep your toe,
I like
keep
my
your
toe.
current skills.
I like my toe. It's nice.
Okay, so that's the end of the quick fire questions. Now I've got a quick zero-hour knowledge round for you.
This should be good.
So there's an easy version, there's a medium version, a hard version, or a super ultra hard version. The super ultra hard is the one I recommend because for each of the other ones, easy, medium, hard, you only get 1 point per answer. But for the super ultra hard mega edition, you get 100 points for one answer.
Oh no.
So like just getting one right on the super ultra version just like totally outweighs everything else. That's why I recommend it. So would you like to go ahead with that one, or would you like to go for easy, or what would you like to go for?
Let's go with the hardest.
The hardest.
I might fail, but let's see.
Okay, so you're not allowed to
Look up anything.
you're not, yeah, well you could, but the questions are pretty hard, so you'd probably have to like take a while. What I was going to say is you're not allowed to take 10 minutes on an answer.
Oh.
Right.
Are they like mathematical or?
Yeah, there's a bit of maths in there. You said you're known for being a GLA pro, so there might be a few GLA math questions in there.
Okay.
It's not too hard, but it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. And just to let you know, if this interview is like a success and this zero-hour knowledge round is a success as well, you will go on like a Hall of Fame thing, and like whoever completes it in the future, you'll go like pegging against them. So no pressure. You got to do pretty well, okay?
Okay.
And these have all been scientifically tested, so you can't like debate the answers or anything.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Right. You ready for question one?
Yeah.
Right, which US faction requires a strategy center to build an Avenger?
Air Force General.
Correct.
Yeah.
Only the Air Force.
Yes.
So how much do Auroras cost for the Laser General?
2,500.
Correct. 200 points.
Yeah.
How much would 3 ECMs and 1 Tank Hunter cost for China Vanilla?
Ooh, China Vanilla. 2,700.
Ooh. The answer, well, what I've wrote down from when I did my test is 3,000. So I think the ECMs are 900 each and the Tank Hunter is 300.
Oh, they're 9. Dang. I was thinking of Tank.
So I'm going to have to write down how many points you're on. So you're on 2 out of 3 so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so question 4. How much does one fully loaded battle bus, so it's loaded with RPGs, cost for GLA Vanilla? So you said your second favorite matchup is a GLA Mirror. Consider the GLA expert. How much does it cost? Fully loaded battle bus.
Let's see. Think it's. Oh no. I'm mixing the Scud launcher with this.
You're allowed to use a quick calculator if you want, but you got 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You got 10 seconds.
Okay. 3,600.
Oh, what was your math, sir?
I went 300 for each. So 8 times 3, 2,400.
Yeah.
And then plus, maybe it's 1,000 for the bus. So 3,400 technically.
3,400, but I have to take your first answer, which was what you say, 3,600.
Yeah,
So
I added.
You thought the battle bus was 1,200.
I thought it was a Scud launcher for.
Okay, you were close enough. 3,600, 3,400.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, here's an interesting one. China question. So this is just a yes or no, simple yes or no. So keep it easy. Got a 50-50 chance. So missile defenders cost the same across all USA factions. Yeah.
Yes.
But does China have any units that cost the same across all of its factions? Yes or no?
Any units?
Any at all?
Yes.
Which one? This is not part of the question, but if you know which one were you thinking?
I was just thinking the dozers all cost.
Oh, dozers. I've put no because units. Is a dozer classed as a unit? I'm gonna have to let you have that one. I think I'm gonna have to change my answer.
And the supply trucks, aren't they all the same?
Supply trucks as well. I meant like attacking units, so I'd have to rephrase that question. But to be honest, I've got to let you have it because I said units, and technically, is a dozer a unit? We probably could say yeah.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure what you were saying there.
Yeah, so apart from dozers and trucks, from what I know, or from
I don't think there is.
the chart I looked at, everything costs different. So like a Helix, tank, and everything costs different on one of the factions at least. So yeah, I thought that's an interesting fact.
I was thinking that they were all different, but then I'm like, maybe you included dozers.
I'm going to let you have that because I never said attacking units or something like that. So I'm going to have to let you have it, to be honest. I've changed my answer.
All right, cool.
Right, so now you're on, 3 out of 5 I've got? I'm going to have to rewatch this after and see. I think you're on 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Right, question 6. This is a true or false, so you got a 50-50 chance again.
Okay.
Tank helixes take longer to build than other China factions.
No.
The answer is true. This is a very big shock. It takes 25 seconds for a tank helix to be built, and all the other China factions take 20 seconds.
Really?
Fun fact for you there. The only way I found that out, I always thought whenever I was tank, I'd never make a helix. It always gets screwed. And I've just finally realized the reason is when I saw it was actually the 1.04 plus patch.
Yeah.
It shows you all the build times and stuff across the factions, and on the normal game, it takes 25 seconds on that chart compared to 20 seconds, and that's why it always gets screwed.
It does seem slower, I have to admit. I was thinking it does seem slower, but it's kind of hard to tell in the moment.
Yeah, and I suppose 5 seconds compared to 20, 25 seconds compared to 20, you probably wouldn't normally realize, but
yeah,
that does explain why a tank helix always gets wrecked.
True, very true. Good to know.
It is good to know. Question 7. Right, GLA questions, so I'm expecting you to get this one. Which GLA has the cheapest bikes?
Cheapest bikes?
Yep.
Ooh.
There's one GLA that has the cheapest bikes across all the factions.
Has to be... Are they... Yeah, maybe it is. Demo?
No, 550 for demo.
Darn it. Stealth, then it is.
No, 550 for stealth.
Oh, so it's regular. Yeah.
Regular GLA. Regular GLA is 500, whereas the others are all 550.
Wow.
Man, you said you're a GLA expert.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right,
I mixed it up.
You're a 3 out of 7. But there's a chance to redeem yourself later on, you'll see. So in an air mirror, this is a maths question, by the way. You might want to get a calculator, or if you're good at maths or whatever. In an air mirror, the enemy makes 7 command centers. Yeah?
7.
What's the minimum number of raptors you'll need to kill them all in one attack?
Oh. Shit. Shoot. Let's see. I think it takes 8.
So you beat Size in an air mirror on the final. Sorry, in the World Series round 1. So you have to know this. No pressure.
49.
49 is bang on correct.
Yeah.
So I think most people use 8 to kill a command center to be safe, but if all the missiles hit in the first attack, it will kill it in 7. So 7 times 7 is 49.
Yes. That's what I was thinking. I was
Nice.
like, I was thinking 8, but you know what? I think it's 7.
That's good. Nice, you
got it.
Right, question 9. Right, this is a map test. See if you know your maps and your map names. You're not allowed to go in the game and test this, by the way.
Oh boy.
Right, so what's the official map that is a desert theme? It's bottom left versus top right, and it's got 2 damaged oils in the middle. There's 1 supply in your base, 1 supply in the enemy base, of course, as well, and there's supplies on the plateaus that are either side in the top left and the bottom right. And there's also oils and refineries on those sides as well. Do you know the map I mean?
I think that is Dust Devil.
Nice one. Perfect. Dust Devil is the correct answer.
Yay.
What do you think of that map, by the way?
I think it is annoying.
I think it's annoying too. That's why no one plays it. I bet Scuba plays it.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I think he does. Question 10. Yes. How much money is in the middle on DEF CON in total? So if you're in like I don't know, I'll give you a 10k buffer. Okay. The reason I put this question in is because I hate it when I see people making black markets and they just let the enemy have the middle. It's just completely stupid. So this is the point I want to drive home. Okay. Yeah, how much money is in the middle? You got 25 seconds.
Okay. Oh man, it's a lot. Okay.
Say your maths out loud so people know what you're doing.
I was just thinking is there 18 of those little supplies in the middle? I'm just gonna say it is ooh, I missed it. Oh my goodness, where'd it go? I was doing it on my calculator. Oops.
So you think
so 670,000?
Wow. that is a lot. What
That's off.
Have you included an extra 0 in there? So.
I was going 25. Aren't they 25,000? Oh wait, there's not. I thought there's 4 of them. Whoops. Take that off of there. Yeah, not that much. Is it 167,000? I'm mixing everything up.
You're closer, but you're still off. So, do you want me to tell you the answer?
Yeah, I'm just not going to do that one.
What? Just tell me roughly what your workings out was. So, how many big supplies are there?
There's 2, right?
Yeah, there's 2 big ones. And how much do you think each one of them has got?
25,000.
Oh, they both got 30k. And then how many
30.
How many small piles did you have?
I was thinking there was 9 on the bottom and 9 on top. Or is there 6?
Close. Is it easy to think that? I probably would have thought that before I counted them. There's actually 11 in total. So there's 5 in the south. Oh, and I think there's 6 on top, and the 6 is like hidden behind the oil refinery, I think.
Okay.
And how much did you have each pile at?
3750.
Yeah, perfect. So according to my maths anyway, I hope it's right. So I've got 11 times 3,750, and then 2 times the 30k equals 101k to $250. Zero hour money or whatever. Yeah. All right, unfortunately, you weren't within 10k, so I can't give you that one.
No, I was screwing it all up. I was thinking way too much.
So we got 5 out of 10 so far. There's 2 super hard questions now, and these questions here are worth 500 points each.
Oh boy!
I mean, this is next level hard. You asked for next level hard. This is what you got.
Oh boy!
If you get this one, I will be amazed. Okay, right. Right. You've got a USA command center, and it's just that on a map, and it's being repaired by a dozer. It's on 100% HP, but it's ready to be repaired instantly by a dozer. Right. If there's a ranger attacking it, what's the critical mass of rangers you will need to take that command center down in HP whilst the USA dozer is repairing it? Does that make sense?
Boy. Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying.
This is a hard question, but that's
Critical
why it's
mass.
worth so many points.
I think I'm just gonna take a random guess here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'll tell you what. I'll give you
12.
Oh, I was about to say I'll give you in the range of plus or minus 2. You said 12. The answer's 14, so I'm going to give you that one.
Oh wow! Dang.
Right. So
I was trying to think how many are inside it when it blows up. I don't know why.
Okay, so the answer's 14. Right. Next question. This is next level. So those rangers that are attacking the command center, they are only just taking the HP down, and whilst the Doze is repairing it, so it gradually, very, very gradually, is losing HP. Right, how long do you reckon it takes for the Rangers to kill that command center?
Oh, that's a hard one. Is there any margin here?
Again, I'll give you with this one a plus or minus 3 minutes.
Okay. Let's say.
And this is on a gentle timer, by the way, running at a normal land speed on my computer. So it might vary on different people's computer, but this is on a normal speed. Well, I think a normal speed computer.
35 minutes.
Oh, that's actually quite long. It's actually 15 minutes and 39 seconds.
I thought it was going to be like super long.
Yeah, I only have 20 minutes to spare, so that's why the test lasted that.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Okay, so
that was a hard one.
In total, you got 5 of the normal questions right, 5 out of 10, and then you got plus 500 for question 11, and then you got question 12 wrong. So I'll total that up, and I'll add you to a Hall of Fame. I think that's definitely a good starting place, considering you did choose Super Ultra Hard Edition.
Yes.
Like, those questions weren't easy.
Now, the problem is, if someone else does it, they'll know the questions now.
Yeah, but I'm going to change the questions. It's going to be like roughly the same difficulty. I know people will say, "Oh, well, this one was easy" or whatever, but I'm gonna try and then see how we get on. So it'll be new questions every time. I've already got my next one question.
Yeah, there's plenty of maps.
Yeah, maps question, throwing a maps question, a units question, and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, nice one. Well, that's all I had. So we had all the interview questions, quick fire questions, and the 0 hour knowledge quiz.
That was fun.
It was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed it.
Nice. So then hopefully if people like this, then we'll try and interview some other players in the future.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't strike any nerves with anyone. Just give me honest answers,
Yeah, I think I did probably offend Scuba a few times, but he knows I'm only joking.
Yeah, right.
Kinda.
It's all good.
It's all good. All right, cool. Unless you got anything else to add, that's the end of the interview.
All right, yeah, that was a good interview, man, and I'm glad you are doing some nice videos like this and getting some 0 hour knowledge out there. And the collabing is cool, I think. So thanks for that.
Cool. No worries. You're more than welcome. Cool. So GG. Thanks for tuning in.
GG's.
And thanks for joining Boycah. And I'll see you next time.
All right. See you guys.
Cool. See you, Boycah.